EP.
Everybody heard it, and they wanted to know which one it was.
Wasn't me. Wasn't me.
Targeted patent says, how hard would it be? Sorry, my dog jumped in front of the screen. How hard would it be to get the court transcripts from a hearing that my dad was directly involved in from over 3 years ago? Depends on the state, targeted patent, but usually the agency that you would do your records request with would be whatever court it was, it'd be that clerk's office is where you would start.
I'm gonna try to get him. I'm gonna try to get him an intent to sue before Thursday, I think, or before Friday. I can't remember what day he said it was, but I'm working on it. Targeted. I'm trying to figure it out.
Try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. Looking for change, looking for pain. Pulling a mob, pushing a train. I'll never stop, stick to a lane. Pick up the pieces and go rearrange. I'll be the best above all the rest, put me to the test and expect nothing less. Your check as I'm chess, what's happening next? Yeah. He got the venom, a tangible weapon, no coming in second. This life is a lesson. He got a new engine from pain, that's a blessing. New focus, no guessing, just bold and obsession. All in his possession, you got their attention. I'll leave an impression and take a redemption. Just kill no discretion, your mind is a weapon. 11-11, it's time for progression. You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. People like sheep move feet, hurt it easy. You don't wanna be fast asleep when they scheming. Better stand tall, ready for a fight, believe me. When they try the chains, you can say no, free me.
There we go. Is that better?
Yes.
Oh,
That's much
yeah,
better.
Oh,
much better.
Yeah, it was picking up my mic on my PC and not my headset here. So anyway, my dad got a PFA against my brother 3.5 years ago to get him out of the house. And then 45 days after they revisited it, and my brother didn't show up, but the judge extended it for 3 years because she was concerned about it. She even told him that if there was any problems whatsoever, just to call and they would immediately take care of it. So we never thought anything of it. We just assumed there was a PFA. We went to look at it last week, and they pulled the record. And the day that they extended it for 3 years, the record shows that they vacated the PFA. So this entire time, my brother's been driving past my dad's house every day, stalking and harassing him. And that's why he's been doing it with, such confidence and immunity. Like he's not going to get in trouble because he knew that they did this. Because I'm in the pathon authority's office, and then somebody else who's involved in this, I find out one of my neighbors works in the pathon authority's office. You can't make this shit up. But now I have to find that court transcript. That's the only thing that's going to prove it.
Well, obviously, do you all need to reapply for another protective?
Right. Yes, he does need to do that. But I'm looking at just holding somebody accountable for doing this, because they've been messing with me and my dad for the last 4 years, basically. And my brother's one of the people involved in this, and they do the same shit they're doing to you guys, It's so similar.
Well, that's what I wanted to interject for. So when you watch my channel, I'm learning as I go, right?
Oh, yeah.
And of course, sometimes I finally meet reasonable, knowledgeable people in the legal system that help me understand better.
Yeah.
And in this recent engagement, because of the reports that I'm doing on Kaiser and JJ and Clan, I've learned the policies versus the law versus the implementation of like the harassment statutes and the intimidation statute, like the ones that are in that realm of law, and how they're put into place through the different agencies of the legal system. And what I'm learning is that each agency has their own ways of being able to to act on it. Okay. Say, for example, let's say that we're reporting a harassment. Okay. As we all know by the statute, it would require repetitive. It would require, putting someone in some type of dismay, and then probably intent. So if you have those three things, then and you can prove those three things, then you can develop probable cause for harassment. Okay.
And that's the
Now,
hard part is the intent.
well, it's actually none of it's hard. It's just a matter of if you have, like, say, a recording of it. And then, of course, repetitive would mean you'd have to have more than one recording of the same person. And of course, anybody who does that kind of shit is going to lie through their teeth and say, I didn't mean to do it, which is your Kaiser and your JJ. It ain't my fault, but it don't mean that they can't develop it and argue it in court. Now, here's the part that I'm learning about it, because obviously it's clear cut. Like in my case, you look at what Kaiser and my brothers Queefer and JJ have been doing, and you go, oh yeah, that's fucking harassment to a T. Like I even had a cop from Harrison County say it to my camera, oh yeah, that's harassment to a T, dude. Remember that?
I saw that video. Yeah. When you were explaining it to him. Yep.
And here's the problem. So they have policies that they have to follow through the department that highly suggest for the prosecution that they act only on protective orders.
Yeah, see, that's when my dad had to go through victim services or senior services to actually make the report.
Right. And you still might run into the sheriff's department or the police station when it's the cops' turn to do their job, which is make the arrest, right?
Yeah.
And they might have a policy that says, try not to ever do this without the protective order being in place through the judge's office. So what they're then you're going to get some fucking peon moron cop, which we all know they have no legal training, right? There's some good ones out there that study it themselves, or even might take some law in school, but most of them are just people who get the job and don't know law. Sorry, hardcore facts. But what happens is you get one of those cops, and they go, I can't do nothing unless you got a protective order set, And then you go to a judge, and the judge says, you go through the whole draining, exhausting process of getting a protective order. Meanwhile, your perpetrators just going fucking balls to the wall, thinking that they can't get in any trouble because they're not arrested yet. Half the time they do it right in front of a fucking police station. And they think that they're untouchable. So you're getting harassed like crazy while you're waiting on the slow ass legal process of filing through a court. I mean, that can take months, years in cases where there's recusals and things like that, like we're dealing with. It can take forever. So I guess what I'm trying to say is the system is fucking broken, bro.
Yeah.
When it comes to laws that protect the public, that's the last fucking thing on their list.
Especially when it's them, like my brother's in with the sheriff department. I'm pretty sure he was a I think he was a confidential informant. He was, feeding them information and shit. I found out years ago. So I think he's empowered there too. He knows somebody. His old lady her cousin works in the prison as a counselor. There's all kinds of little ties. She has a cousin that works in Children Protective Service and shit like that. So they know that they're in that group of people,
All right. Well, it just makes it that much harder. It doesn't mean that you can't establish a law violation and force someone who's obligated under oath to do their fucking job. I mean, you've seen us pressure them to do it, even the worst ones. Don't mean they're going to do it, bro.
Chris, tell Tiffany to text Bree what town y'all live in. She's working on getting a motel.
Okay, well, there's no motels where we're at, but Corden, Indiana would probably be the best thing. And I mean, I would invite you guys to stay here, but there's not room for two people to sleep.
Well, yeah, and I got 2 dogs too.
Yeah, there's not room for it. I mean, our house is kind of small, and we just converted.
Hey, it's all good, buddy. It's all good.
But yeah, we would definitely have you, and of course you're welcome to the house. I just don't want to offer you overnight whenever I know we don't have the capacity.
I got family lives near Terre Haute, Indiana.
Terre Haute, yeah, that's about an hour north of me.
Okay.
Or not north.
South? Yeah, because Terre Haute's on the southern border, isn't it, of Indiana?
Well, I'm way closer to the southern border than because Terre Haute's about an hour north west, I think, of me, northwest, and it's up towards like Evansville and all that.
I'm in Pennsylvania, so I don't know.
Yeah, it's all French to you. Well, the farthest down, I think the lowest point is where you cross over into Louisville off I-65, and that's only about 20 minutes from me.
Okay.
So that's the southern border. You know what I mean? Like as most people recognize it. But yeah, of course, Indiana hooks up the Ohio and goes all the way to like St. Louis.
Yeah, I took 70 across the country about 10 years ago. So it's been a while, but 70 cuts, we took 70 halfway across the country. But back to the problem we were talking about. The problem is plausible deniability is mainly that's their protection, that everything that they do under the guise of plausible deniability.
Who?
The harassers, the stalkers, they do things that they can use excuses. It's still, like you said, it's still possible to prove a pattern of behavior.
Well, yeah, all you got to do is satisfy the elements of the statute. So if the statute's three elements are intent, repetitive, and to place in dismay or fear, then if you can establish those three, fuck what they think. So make them prove it to a judge,
You would know this, Chris, because what do you do when you have a cop that refuses to do a report on you?
You've seen what I do. I fucking cuss them out, and I go to the next one, and I tell that I write a complaint on the one that fucked up, and matter of fact, I got a video that's going to be coming out real soon where we had to get around a dumbass cop, and it worked. We had to go around. Hey, look, this motherfucker.
How do I go around the county though? I got to go outside the county.
I've filed complaints on police officers, and I can't even pull the records on the complaints that I've made.
Right? Yeah. Well, it goes into the files. Some of those files are protected. But I mean, all right. Let me give you an example. This is an upcoming video. I've got a bunch of stuff that I'm going to be producing after court, or after certain things start coming to fruition. Like, for example, there are things that I have not been saying about Scarborough in his ethical capacity that I'm now talking about now that the ethics committee has got him under the gun. So once things start coming to fruition, I'm letting things out that I've had this whole time. In that there is a current investigation on, because I've already let that out. I've already said, there are investigators working on charging Scarborough and Kaiser, and maybe others. But in that investigation, something newer happened that I needed to report, and I was advised by the prosecutor to get it into them. Like, they needed it too. They wanted that too, Right. So the cop that I ended up getting, because you have to go through law enforcement agency, right? Like that's how the report gets to the prosecutor's desk. So I was told by the prosecutor to go to the police department and get it on paper and get it to him so he can start working on it. And so the prosecutor's totally expecting this, right? And I go to the police station and I get this dumb fuck of a cop who goes, I said, throughout the report, I'm not going to tell you everything I reported, but part of the report was harassing phone calls. So I tell the cop, I said, I'm playing recordings of harassing phone calls to him, and he's hearing them all. And his response is, instead of getting the fucking report out and writing it down or asking me for the links, he goes, "Won't you just change your number?" And I'm like, dude, if a freaking rape victim comes in here and says, I was just, molested, do you say to her, why didn't you just close your eyes and pretend you liked it? You don't fucking tell the victim to do something other than file the report. You just get your pen out and you file the fucking report. So I've got a video of that happening to one of the police officers just recently. And it did make it to the prosecutor's desk, and that cop did get reprimanded.
Because I live in a small town, and there's one cop in this town, so there's no internal affairs. Like, who do you complain to?
Chief.
Yeah,
Chief.
that's who it is. We have a chief of police. So who do you?
Yeah, well, they're susceptible to record. So at the end of the day, you can get things on in black and white, and they always got somebody to answer it. That's why they're so scared of it. They're so scared of the complaints process being filed properly, because they know that's the thing that's going to get them fucked up for their actions.
Who do I complain on him? How do I file a complaint on him?
Well, there's always a paper process, and I can't give you legal advice, bro. But
I just didn't know what agency there is. I tried to contact.
No, it's not another agency. So, like, if it's their agency thing that you're having trouble with, you just got to deal. Now, there's other jurisdictional things. Yeah. Wait a minute. There's always a boss. Okay.
Yeah.
But
the mayor.
Yeah, for the city, the mayor. Yeah. And for the mayor of the state,
That's what I'm looking for, because the mayor and the town council are all involved in this shit.
And for the state, the U.S. Attorney General. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's always a step. If you ever question, you can always just look up who's next. Who's responsible for that one, and then that's telling you who's next in the line. So let's say I asked Google. Let's say Google's feeling frisky enough for Jalen to give me legal advice. Mm-hmm. And Google says, "Hey, Jalen, you dumb fuck. If you want to know who the prosecuting attorney for the county's boss is, then look that up on Google. And I'll bet you, Jalen, that Google will be frisky enough and violate your opinion of what law is and tell you who their boss is. It's not legal advice." Yeah. So I'm just picking on dumbass Jalen in here trying to run the show. But yeah, that's how you find the chain of custody, along with just learning as you go. I talked to some people from other countries that have been super supportive and helpful with the channel, and with us personally and stuff. And it's so wild how the United States breaks the living shit up of our legal system into these. And I get what every purpose is for each agency and how it's moderated and what it's for and, what their limitations are. Like, I've worked my ass off in learning all that over the past few years. But it's really not necessary.
No.
And if you do it in comparison to other countries' models, you go, what the fuck? Why aren't we doing it that way?
Yeah.
More productive, less expensive, just all kinds. Anyway,
it's designed that way. It's designed to create.
I gotta crash, guys. Peace out.
A long
day tomorrow.
Is that Brandon?
Well, good luck with everything, Brandon.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Yep.
Later, Brandon.
Yeah.
Good seeing you.
Fuck them, pretty much.
Yeah, fuck them.
Well, targeted. So, if the chief is refusing to take a complaint,
he has in the past, several times.
Have you gone in with like a little pressure, like a camera, or
No.
Well,
because they've already been targeting me, and he's already intimidated me, and they're harassing me, and I believe they're behind it. So the last thing, I haven't filed a complaint against him, and what's next? They've already.
Well, you don't want to keep opening new cans of worms either, because all you're going to do is overwhelm yourself. Of course, you want to save adding another person to the issue for a last resort. Only if you have to.
I'm just asking for my sake, so I know, for future. But
I think the most productive thing that I've learned over this case with Kaiser about harassment and intimidation and all that stuff, because let's face it, in the real world, there's not many people that are willing to try to actually intimidate me, a 6'2", 235-pound man. But you get these little weekend warrior pussies on the internet that like to do it from Oklahoma. So I'm just now learning those laws and how they apply. But my most recent epiphany to the subject is that basically, if you don't satisfy the protective order element,
Mhm.
you're going to hear the dumbass line, "My hands are tied," a lot.
Yeah. So that's what I'm mainly worried about now is the shit with my dad, because he's older. He has heart problems now. He just got out of the hospital. That's why we went and looked into it. Being that he don't need any stress.
Yeah,
My
well,
brother,
like you said, if the protective order that you thought was active is no longer active, then that being in place is a
yeah,
huge portion of the tool that is necessary for that of the legal system to do anything about it.
we're
Not
gonna
that they
file
can't.
again, but just saying this out loud online even is probably gonna get these other people involved to stop. It has in the past. Just saying, you know what I mean? Just saying out loud that I know who's doing it now. Now they know what I know. They'll back the fuck off.
Yeah, because you're probably dealing with internet warrior pussies, right?
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
that's part
and they
of it.
and they stalk and harass. They know everything I do. They know what I learned. They know you know what I mean. They have
Yeah,
my
it's fucking weird, dude. I
got
do
a
know what you mean.
stingray. They have to have a stingray device right here or something. They have my internet traffic controlled. I'm not even exaggerating. It's bad.
Well, I mean, I'll put it to you like this: like Kaiser went to the extent of fucking checking my GPS.
Yeah.
What the fuck, dude? Like
Like when he
the
texted
fuck?
you after the seizure, that's the kind of shit that they're doing to me. In your face. You know, online
You know what?
deceptions, and then in your face texting you to let you know that it was faked or whatever.
Well, okay, so in that
I
aspect,
just
it's kind
love
of
that
funny.
flopfish video. I gotta watch that flopfish video at least once a day. There, Chris. Yeah, that's
I
just
know.
fucking awesome.
And you know what's even funnier is his little cult members that he's running in Discord. They're taught to go into the chat and pretend to be uninvolved with Kaiser, and then say, I can't believe you would show a video of a person having a seizure. I used to love this channel, but now I hate it. And
Yep.
there are people like Jalen here.
Yep.
Fucking fake ass motherfucking internet warrior pussies.
A lot of
All I can
times
say
there's
is
one
if
person on
the
two or three
fact I
accounts.
like something and you don't, I've said it before. Anybody on my channel that don't want to be there, it's real fucking easy. Change the fucking channel.
Change the channel. Jalen asked a little while ago, does FPS know what the First Amendment is? Jalen, your mom is a bitch. How you like that First Amendment, motherfucker? Jalen, Kaiser, I hope he bites his fucking tongue off and chokes on it. How you like that for First Amendment, motherfucker?
How you like them apples? Yeah,
Jalen would never say nothing to a man's face. They're internet warriors, dude. And I'm not saying to ignore them, because they can be very damaging if you do ignore them. So I don't ignore them. I fucking find out who the fuck they are, and then I don't let up once I've got them in the position to be fucked, because they fuck themselves, and I don't have any feelings for them.
Yeah, by doing nothing, you give them power to do what they're doing.
Yeah, they won't quit. They're not going to quit. People like Jalen, hiding behind a fake screen name while he's in his mom's fucking basement jerking off to potato chips. They don't quit as long as you don't figure out who they are. But the minute you find out what Jalen's real name is and what basement he's in, that little pussy will go running like a fucking, Kaiser simp bitch that he is.
Yep. So,
and I don't promote violence.
That's too much fucking work for me. They ain't worth it for me. I don't give a fuck who they are.
Well, Tim, the beautiful thing about that is you don't have to do it alone. These people, they get so comfortable hiding behind the sock accounts that they sit there and do this shit to people all day and night everywhere. So there's a collection of people who are their victims, who are more than happy to share whatever information they collect with you. All you got to do is speak up. Say, I want to know who fucking Jalen is.
I ignored it for the longest time, but when I realized that, because I don't care what people think, but when I realized that they really were causing damage, calling me a pedophile and saying all these disgusting lies about me, and then they started messing with my kids. And
Yeah, that's what they do. Yep.
That's when I couldn't ignore it anymore. You know?
Hey, let me help you out, Jalen. Check this out, guys. I'm going to give you a perfect example. On this panel in front of, I don't know how many people are in the room. Jalen, here's what we're about to do, you dumb fuck. I'd never heard of you before tonight, but now I'm asking the audience to give me any information that you have on whatever sock piece of shit Jalen Brunson is. My email is open for you, 04 Public Safety. I'll be talking to you soon, Jalen Brunson. That's how it works. So
I've never heard of him or seen him, but
yeah, he's nobody. It's a sock account.
Yeah, they make them up every day. I mean,
but how much y'all want to bet that I'll know what basement Jalen's in within 2 weeks now?
Yep, there's lots of people that didn't know.
I can tell you that they made the account March 15th, 2021.
Yeah, see, that's how it starts.
Yep. And then you can put the pattern together. Like my brother has a bunch of sock accounts, and I already documented all the dates that he made them, and I have even the pictures that he changes it to, his avatar to, and shit. And I've exposed him. I was able to prove that he's this one account, Jesus Christ, Lord Jesus Christian or something, and he still does it, even though I've exposed him. He's a fucking idiot.
Yeah, right. Because they're still hiding. Look. As long as they think that they're never going to have to actually face a person, they're going to do it. And by person, it could either be you, your family member, whoever it is that they're fucking with, or the legal system, because those people are actually supposed to be the ones handling the Jalen's out there. So what happens is when someone that halfway understands what job it is that your tax money's fucking paying for, who says you're going to do your fucking job, I'm going to see to it, and so is all the people that are watching the channel. That's when you start seeing the shit that they thought they were immune to come into play. That's what Kaiser's facing right now. That's why he's so scared right now. Because
it's great.
Yeah, he sees, oh fuck, man. I thought the police would never take action on this, but I'll be damned, I was wrong. That's where
his face. I'd love to see his face. I shared you and Tiffany's videos from last night on my community wall earlier.
Well, thank you for that.
Yeah.
Oh, you're talking about my little quick vertical live stream and then her for real video she did?
Yep. Because the heat is on. It's coming. Things are changing in there.
Oh, yeah. This is just a tip, too. I mean, it's like he ain't even felt no heat yet. This is nothing. And for JJ, he thinks he's in the worst position in the world. He ain't seen shit yet. No. And Kaiser, oh my God, dude. Like his life is over.
Up here.
That dude's life is completely over. You know what I mean?
I think a lot of what he was doing, he's being put up to do it because they have dirt on him, That's what I noticed around here anyways. People that were got in trouble. They had people that got in trouble, doing the stalking and harassing.
Too much stuff over here.
Well, no, I don't think it's that much conspiratorial generally. Usually it's the easiest answer, the one that makes the most sense. And I know right now it seems like that makes the most sense. Their connections, their friendships, their, how dirty the government is. There's probably prosecutors and high ranking police officers that are sending them to go do the dirty work. That's not usually the case. What it usually is just a fucking snitch that the cops are kind of said, they've been told along the way, man, try to stand down on that snitch. We kind of need him for some shit. And it doesn't matter what the fuck it is that the snitch is doing. It's just kind of a general order for the whole damn agency to not really take action against that person. They're kind of, they're let off the radar to some degree,
That's what I assume too. I don't assume that it's on paper, like they have some deal or anything. They just have an understanding,
Yeah, but it's really not even that far. Like there's probably police on the force who would love to see that motherfucker get caught up.
I'm sure.
But when they do write a report and they turn it into the prosecutor's office, the prosecutor might get that red flag on it and go, shit, man, this is one of our snitches. Now, does the crime outweigh the productivity of the snitch's work? That's what they're doing, Or how difficult would it be to pin this person with the harassment, and what's it going to end up at the end of the day? Just a misdemeanor? What am I getting out of this? That's what all government employees always ask at the end of the day. What am I getting out of this?
Yep.
That's the sad state of affairs is our government. Is what am I going to get at the end of the day out of all this?
Yep. And they view anybody who's coming into the system as already guilty. If you got charges pressed against you, they just assume that you must have done something wrong. So they, if they don't know you, if you don't know anybody anybody, I get charged with something. I claim that the police charged me with false police report, and it's a lie. It don't matter. They already think that because I got charges that I must have done something wrong.
Welcome in, Izzy. Good to see you here. Kaiser, she asked, is Kaiser the one who's partners with KFAR? KFAR and Kaiser are good friends. Kaiser's channel partner is a corrupt government official from Kentucky. So Kaiser's channel partner is actually a guy named John Justin Scarborough, who is, believe it or not, a retarded elected official from Meade County, Kentucky.
He's cheating on him with GS though, isn't he? I've been seeing him on GS's streams recently.
Now, Chris, I'm going to have to stop you here. We got to be correct about things. KFAR and Michael are not friends. They're brothers and cousins at the same time.
I thought they were lovers.
Yeah, they're lovers.
No, that's JJ and Michael.
Well,
Okay.
that's all of them, really. I think they're just a bunch of fluffers for each other. They love the word fluffer. That's why, because they fluff each other for one another.
Yep.
So.
GS has been licking some boots there recently, I've seen.
GS threw a fit because he got called out for being too loose, just flip wishy-washy, sides flipping. The motherfucker was holding back. He had a damn email that had the fake cease and desist with the death threat to a kid that was allegedly supposed to be from me and Tiffany, which complete bullshit. He had a copy of that thing in email way before anybody knew about it. Because somebody from JJ's team actually sent it to him. And the motherfucker was harboring it, thinking he was going to use it as some type of content, and didn't tell me about it. So when I was locked up in jail, the other people that did finally know about it were like, well, shit, GS has it. Of course, Chris knows about it. I didn't fucking know about it. So GS is on the phone with Tiffany while I'm in jail, knowing what I'm in there for, and didn't even offer to tell Tiffany about the fake letter that he had for over a month.
That's why I did a couple videos on him, calling him a paid federal perp. Didn't you see it?
He might as well be. I mean, I really think that all it really boiled down to for him was he thought he was going to get some kind of YouTube clout by exposing that document later, But at what cost? Like, where's your fucking friendship at? Where's your morals? Where are your ethics? How are you not going to? You got a person who's unreasonably, for no real legal reason, being framed and put in jail, who's sitting in jail standing on not going to a place where my life is being threatened. And you're going to get on the phone with my fucking girlfriend instead of fucking telling me about the letter?
He's a creep.
Yeah, what a fuck face. It's a fuck stick. Fuck GS. And he
destroyed his credibility by doing that. I mean,
he didn't have none. We just didn't recognize it all the way. He was on our radar for needing to be boundaried well before that. But, that was just the one where I'm like, no, fuck you, dude. Like, I'm telling people who you are. So that's where the turn.
I met him really at the day we were there at your court. Right. I had seen him in your videos, and I had looked at his channel a little bit, but I really met him and talked to him there when we was eating. Well, then when we got back, I started going on his channel often. He gave me some visibility and brought me up on his panels, but it was just a combination of a lot of little things from the time I met him till I started going on there that just rubbed me wrong about him. There was just, just little things. And so finally, I just left. I quit going over there. I didn't go on any more of his streams. I just disappeared. And until he started talking shit about me, I hadn't even really. He wasn't even on my radar.
Yeah.
And I still want to know when Baby Gap started selling jump boots.
Exactly. Yeah, he really fucked himself over, and that's really what sparked him, because I think Targeted Patton's statement was that he's been licking some boots or shining some boots, and honestly, no, it don't even really have anything to do with him being a bootlicker. He was probably always a fucking bootlicker. I think what it really boils down to is he wanted to retaliate at being called out by me and Tiffany and Angry Vet and Sarge and Nikki and Cliff and TB. You know what I mean? His fuckers retaliating. So what did he do? He ran to the worst person that we all recognize as the worst person on the planet, which is that of Michael William fucking Kaiser. So he ran straight to that person. That's exactly what he did.
He cares about clicks and views is all he cares about.
That's all he ever did care about. Now, I think, after what he's experienced about the internet over the past month or so, I wouldn't doubt it if he would start, he might actually go outside and touch grass like he recommends after all this, because I think he got a rude awakening. So I just saw where Cliff called out that fucking channel mimicking Izzy. Why the fuck do the trolls do that, man? Izzy's a nice lady. She's not why the fuck are you all making accounts in her name?
I don't know, but if Stephanie does have good knowledge that it is a fake account, like 0 subs, and the real Izzy has more subs than that, go ahead and block her.
Well, fuck, man. Investigate them. Find out who they are. Let's fucking, let's do it. Let's pull a Jalen on them. I want to know what basement you're in, bro.
Now, I don't want to go down a big rabbit hole or anything, but Truth Stream Media did a piece on this years ago. They showed the proof that they actually do train people to come online and do this shit. The 1A community, they would definitely want to split that up and kind of chill the First Amendment shit, because it's a pain in the ass for the cops and it's a pain in the ass for everybody. So that would be something that they would send a bunch of paid perps, paid trolls in to cause chaos agents, I call them.
Wait. Who's they?
I don't know. I don't know who they is. I guess whoever.
Well, until you can establish that, it's not even worth bringing up, because
it is. I just don't know who it is. The document that was released in 2014. I have it on my channel. The video is called "Paid Federal Perps They Do Exist."
Yeah,
it shows the document and it shows the tactics, and the stuff that they're doing is right spot on with the tactics. It's like a PowerPoint presentation.
Certainly they do it, but I just don't want to credit it to being the problem, because what's really going on, bro, is there's like a handful of those, right? Mm-hmm. But then a whole fucking internet full of weak-ass little pussies living off their grandmother, eating fucking potato cheese poofs and going, I hate for public safety. I hate Targeted Patton. They're fucking weak little bitches who, they spent their whole lives being made fun of because of their attitude, but they still think that it's some kind of power play. Like they're just mentally fucked up people, man. It's, I'm not even going to give the government I'm not going to contribute it to them, because the government's not.
I'm not worried about them. I'm saying the people that try to infiltrate, like GS kind of did. I don't know if he is or not.
Oh, like that.
But the way he did it, and all the things that he does, I mean, I would not be surprised at all.
Well, let's look at that. Let's look at that specifically, and try to narrow it down to be more like what I always say is, when I figure it out, the puzzle pieces are obvious. Okay, so usually I start looking at the relationships. I start looking at, this is how I conduct my investigations. And then of course you got to back everything up that you might think that makes sense. Yeah. So, and if you can't do that, then you throw it out and start over. But I would suggest that here's a way that technically it could be conspiratorial to have interjected Todd into mine and Tiffany's case. Here's a logical way that could have happened. Yes, Todd is a local resident of that area. Yes, Todd would have affiliation connections through his veteran status, which we also know is the area is right there by Fort Knox. There's a bunch of vets in that area. You know, maybe he knew Ray Whited, possibly, right? That's feasible.
It's very possible.
And we do know for a fact that we can verify that the sheriff's department and the jail, all the staff started freaking out after the video happened and reaching out to all the resources behind the tables. Todd could have very well been one of those people that were contacted. Now, I'm not saying it is. I'm saying it's possible, and then you would have to verify every one of these avenues. I'm just showing you all how I figure things out, and then I don't assume it until I've proven it. Okay.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
But so we're just hypothetically saying it's possible that Todd might have been, you know, brought in by one of these fucks from Meade County government, right? Mm-hmm. I don't know, man. Like Tiffany has questioned the living shit out of it a lot more than me. But I guess at the end of the day, if Todd and JJ or Todd and Ray already knew each other, very possible, then maybe it could be something as stupid as this. Hey, man, I know you're on YouTube. Maybe you could use your channel to kind of do some looking into this couple.
Yeah, I hear you. We'll never find out, though, anyway.
Just that. There's nothing to find out. That's right. At the end of the day, everything we've said is just the fucking way it is, you know? Whether Jalen or Kaiser or fucking any of these sock accounts or Don Oden, whether they like it or not, it's just what the fuck it is. It is what we said it was, you know? It's not even that big of a conspiracy. You know, the only conspiracy involved is there are more than one government employee that are committing crimes to try to stop us from exposing them. But here's the thing. At the end of the day, Meade County are proving themselves, the people who are doing this for Meade County are proving how fucking stupid they are, because there is no turning back. They're already exposed. They were exposed better than Tiffany and I could have ever planned it on any agency anywhere ever, because they did it on a fucking live stream.
They shot themselves in the foot. It's
you can't get a more clear-cut, obvious exposure than it's done. They were done on the day that they attacked us for trying to get a fucking record. That's it. It was over. That's when it was over. So the best thing that they could have done is just fucking settle. Just drop the charges and fucking offer us a settlement if we chose to sue. That's what they should have done. You know? And I've never thought about investigating Meade County. That wasn't even on my radar. Like, fuck that little town. Now, I feel that Meade County residents absolutely need help.
See, that's why I do what I do. They created a monster with me. I would never, I would never be looking into the things I'm looking into now and doing what I'm doing. My YouTube channel wouldn't exist had they not fucked with me, you know?
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense. They shoot. It's like, you can't make this shit up. You can't fix stupid.
Right. And attacking the people that are doing it doesn't help anything for them. Like it only hurts them.
Yeah.
You know.
The truth.
Like I would say though, Patton, I would start making sure I record everything. I'd get a dash cam.
I do.
Everything.
Oh, believe me, I haven't even touched the surface. It's unbelievable the stuff that they've tried to do to me, and that's why because I'm so aware of their tactics now. I cover every base. Like, I can't imagine anything else they could try.
Yeah, I've followed your channel a little bit, Targeted Pat, and I know your story. And I can verify that he's definitely aware of his surroundings and keeping note of everything.
maybe a little too much sometimes. But
Yeah, you got to be careful not to become a fucking tinfoil hat guy, you know.
yeah, yep, you're right.
And it, you know, they'll make you feel like you are, even if you're not. Like if you
Yeah.
are on track, you know, they're going to try everything in the world to derail you, including try to make you sound like a mental case.
They were
So,
calling me crazy before I ever said anything to anybody.
right. But
So,
that's why I also recommended what I did a minute ago when we were talking about, you know, the government conspiracies and stuff that exist on paper.
yeah,
It's best not to focus on those big cases.
yeah,
To
I hear
me,
you.
I think it's, you know, we're not like,
Yeah, you're not going to win that one.
well, it's just, you know, they rarely happen. So like I'll be honest with you guys, and I'm saying it right here on YouTube. When Tiffany and I started exposing what was happening with Jamie Knoll, we knew that there was ghost employment. We knew that there was tax evasion. We knew that they had private hidden businesses that were laundering money. We did know all that stuff. But guys, we had no fucking clue that it was going to wind up being as big of a deal as it was. Like, you know what I'm saying? When you're right there and you're really, you know, seeing it for what it really is, it's not that extravagant. It's just, you know, it's a sheriff with a bunch of fucking old cars until you realize that it was a money laundering scheme that's so big it's made national news. You know what I'm saying? But when you're uncovering it, even to that extent, which is a really rare case, right? You still only see what's in front of your eyes at the time, and you know it ain't legal.
Yeah.
And that's the bottom line. That's, you know, that's what me and Tiffany thought we were exposing, was just these motherfuckers doing shit that's not legal. And you know, it blew up, and once the state's resources got involved, it turned out to be one of those really crazy, wild ass, national newsworthy conspiratorial things. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
you know, big government news. But I don't think that generally these cases that we talk about on YouTube are anywhere near that level. You know what I'm saying?
I hope not. I sure hope.
Well, and the bad thing is, bro, is that you're onto something that everyone sees. These fucking people working for us are neglecting their oath to the law that we pay for.
Yeah.
Everywhere. And they break it all the time. Did you know? I just found out. Look, I actually lost a lot of respect for the law recently. I mean, you all know I'm not a statist. I don't give a fuck. I try to just be myself, and then practice the legal system for the thing that I'm doing with the YouTube channel and in my community.
Right.
But in that, I gained a lot more respect for the law the more I learned it over the past few years. And I just lost like a whole belt notch for the entire legal system like a couple weeks ago. Someone sent me an email with a statute number for the state of Indiana that showed to me that in the state where I live, where my house is, that it's illegal for me to have oral sex in my fucking house.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
It's sodomy, or what do they consider it?
No, it's just, that's the statute. You can't have oral sex in the state of Indiana. And, you know, and then I thought,
wow,
there is not one single fucking person working in any courthouse, any agency, none of them. They're all guilty of oral sex.
Yep,
Every
right.
one of them.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh, so what's this fucking bullshit about follow every law that I've been trying to do? You know, I mean, the fact is that there's so many stupid ass laws on the books that if a person in that position wanted to abuse it, they'll find a way.
Hell, in my hometown, there's still a law on the books that you can't walk an alligator down Main Street.
Yeah. But if they want to abuse the legal system in their position in it, if they do a little research, they'll find a way. They'll find a way to paint you the bad guy. The whole thing stacks completely against us. The legal system is not real. It's all fucked.
What do you do about when they filed false police report about me and put me on the news and stuff? And so if you look up my name in my town, it comes up with a wanted picture to this day. Those charges were dismissed at the preliminary hearing. That my name wasn't even in the criminal complaint. That the cop testified to that at the preliminary, and it got dismissed right there. I asked him to have it taken down. I have him on video admitting that he's the one that told him to put it up there, and it's still there to this day. Do I have to send a cease and desist to the news, or who's in?
Well, that would be see, that's a case. That's a potential case. It's up to you to determine whether or not you want to pursue legal remedies. Therefore, if a person was to tell you what to do next, they would be advising you in a legal process. I think you already know the answer.
Try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. Looking for change, looking for pain. Pulling a mob, pushing a train. I'll never stop, stick to a lane. Pick up the pieces and go rearrange. I'll be the best above all the rest, put me to the test and expect nothing less. You check as I'm chess, what's happening next? He got the venom, a tangible weapon, no coming in second. This life is a lesson. He got a new engine from pain, it's a blessing. New focus, no guessing, just bold and obsession. All in his possession, you got their attention. I leave an impression and take a redemption. Just kill, no discretion. Your mind is a weapon. 11-11, it's time for progression. You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. People like sheep move feet, hurt it easy. You don't wanna be fast asleep when they scheming. Better stand tall, ready for a fight, believe me. When they try the chains, you can say no, free me. So he's been looking for somebody who could save him, instead of searching inside for what they gave him. A strong will, strong mind causes mayhem. We could change the world, change times, rearrange them. Staying on pace, running the race. Life is a chase, I don't want a place, I wanna be first. Work till it hurts, dehydrated thirst till I'm in a hearse. High ambitions and the right mind can take you so far. It's like you lived a few lifetimes. Take off from a break off from the weak minds. They can stay soft. You can change lives. You create thoughts. Never waste time. You got one shot. You got one life. Better pop off. What do you like? Make a dream job. No 9-5. No mean boss. Just my life and free thoughts. You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way. What I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. People like sheep move feet, hurt it easy. You don't wanna be fast asleep when they scheming. Better stand tall, ready for a fight, believe me. When they try the chains, you can say no, free me.